His mom is the best assassin in the assassin organization. His eldest sister is a magic prodigy. The second sister is also a summoner. Born as the eldest son, truly a war god reincarnated. A true master destined for greatness. Although both his father and mother loved him dearly, it was still kind of weird. Dad wanted him to be a warrior smashing enemies. Mom wanted him to be an assassin sneaking behind people's backs. The boy was speechless. There's still so much about his parents he hasn't even mentioned. When Dean turned 1, the Count family held a ceremony. A selection ceremony was held for him, and many guests were invited. Everyone would try to predict the child's future based on the item he chose. The old man wanted his son to follow in his footsteps. So he placed the family's heirloom, the Azure Dragon Great Lance. The old lady also wanted her son to become an assassin. So she put in a dagger that could absorb all kinds of poisons. Even his 2 older sisters each prepared their own item. Everyone in the family wanted Dean to pick their item. The poor boy was sweating like, come on, I'm only 1 year old. What kind of pressure is this? Just as Dean was hesitating over which to choose, all 4 items suddenly began to glow. This meant he possessed all 4 talents: warrior, assassin, magic, and summoner. Seeing this scene, everyone was extremely terrified. Even the top genius in the family could only awaken 1 type of talent. And Dean had become the ultimate genius the Earl's family had ever had. Time passed very quickly. In the blink of an eye, Dean was 7 years old. At this time, he was practicing swordsmanship with his old man. Because his son's birthday was coming soon, the Earl gave Dean a new spear. The black shaft was sturdy, combined with an extremely sharp silver spearhead. Moreover, its weight was also light, so he liked this spear very much. Next, the Earl wanted to teach Dean a new skill. He told his son to observe carefully, only to see magic power radiating from him, shaking the entire training ground. Then he immediately focused his strength and thrust out a piercing spear. Even space was distorted by this one spear. This is the ultimate skill, concentrating magic power at one point. It took him 7 years to perfect this technique. After that, Dean also began to try to imitate. Immediately, the Earl's eyes widened greatly. Unable to believe, it turned out that Dean had succeeded on his first try. After the shock passed, the Earl became ecstatic. He didn't expect his son's talent to be much stronger than his own. Little did he know that his son from the previous life was also a top-tier player who had just created a new account to grind from the beginning. The Earl was certain that one day his son would definitely become an outstanding warrior. Very quickly, Dean's 7th birthday arrived. All the important figures of the Empire were present to congratulate him on his birthday. Here Dean met Duke Tomi again. He was also the one who had lightly taken his head in the previous life. That year on the battlefield, the two had a fair duel. Each fought for their own country, so Dean had no ill feelings towards him at all. Today, coming here, he also brought his youngest daughter, Miss Layla. The party continued in a joyful atmosphere. Everyone chatted lively. Akin asked, I wonder how your wife is doing these days. Bill sighed. I've tried every way possible, but there's still no progress. I apologize for this inconvenience. If you suddenly don't see me here, please understand, as I may have to return to the capital urgently. Where's that kid Dean? I wanted to chat with him some more. Akan shook his head. I haven't seen him either, or Layla for that matter. In another corner, the 2 children seemed to have grown tired of the party. Actually, I don't really like having to follow father everywhere, but now I feel excited to be with him, Layla thought. She continued, there's always something going on at Tomi's nobles visit frequently, and sometimes even royalty shows up. Every time that happens, I have to greet them, which is very annoying. I prefer freedom, wearing simple clothes and fencing. She knows how to fence, Dean thought. Well, I like both, Dean replied. This place isn't as lively as the capital, but I look forward to practicing with my spear every day. Layla asked, so are you planning to join the academy? Dean quickly replied, no, I don't practice for that reason. She was surprised. Why not? Isn't it everyone's dream to get in there? Yes, I practice to get in there and perform better. But what if you don't get accepted? Then I'll just try again. If it still doesn't work out, I'll consider that path not suitable for me. The girl looked unconvinced. Aren't you afraid of disappointing your family? Not really. My family values honor very much. Oh, forget what I said. So even noble families have their own worries. Dean thought, pausing for a moment. Dean sighed and said, why do you think that you seem very talented? Really then, would you like to see my swordsmanship skills? Layla asked. Dean agreed. Okay, but just for a little while. Thank you. Where's my training ground? Could we go there for a bit? Not long after, Layla demonstrated her swordsmanship techniques. While Dean watched and thought, her attacks and defenses are very agile, and her strikes are well timed. But after a few minutes, the rhythm becomes somewhat chaotic. How was it, Layla asked. Dean replied, very impressive. Really? Hearing Dean's comment, Layla blushed and thought maybe I should say something. But starting from the third stance, it seems like you have an extra half step. The other stances are the same. The following sword paths are a bit off. Sorry if I made you sad. It's been a long time since I've seen a swordsmanship style like that, Dean said. So that's the missing piece I've been looking for so long. Thank you, Dean. You're very perceptive. You noticed my mistakes immediately. Dean laughed and said, you're making me breathless. Could you put your sword away? Oops, sorry about that, she said. Why is she hugging me so tightly, he thought. Just then, a panicked person ran over young Master Dean. Where have you been? Miss Layla, they must be looking for us. Let's go back, she said. Where have you two been? We've been looking for quite a while. Happy 7th birthday, my son, and also congratulations on receiving your first mana core. Happy birthday, Dean. Thank you, Mother, Dean replied, opening the box. Dean's eyes widened in surprise. What is this? A brooch with the family crest, the thing my sisters always show off, he thought. Keep it safe, Dean. This brooch will prove your honor in the family. Happy birthday, young Master Dean. You have finally become a worthy member of the Sorest family. From afar, Dean's parents smiled softly as they witnessed this moment. This is the first time so many people have acknowledged me like this, Dean thought to himself. Just then, a strong tremor caused chaos among everyone nearby. What's that noise? What's happening? Damn it, are there intruders? Calm down. Everyone don't panic. Here we go again. I thought today would be peaceful, he muttered. The mother beside him added, Can you guess who it is, dear? No way, he wondered. From the ceiling, a magic spell was quickly summoned, attracting the attention of everyone at the party. As they cried out in panic, what is that? Next, a figure gradually descended from the spatial rift to the ground. Check the time, sister. Isn't my little sister late? The people around began to stir. Is that Lady Arabella? Why does she look like that? The lady just used instantaneous teleportation. You need to be at least rank 5 to open such a small teleportation gate. Our lady is truly a genius. He thought to himself, she's just as loud and flashy as ever. At that moment, everyone looked outside and shouted. There's a monster in the sky. Oh wow, it's a wyvern lady. Clara is way too late. Clara entered, and the crowd buzzed again. They say she's a prodigy summoner, but to tame a wyvern, she's only 16, isn't she? You're here. Yes, both girls chimed in. Happy birthday, Dean. The two girls handed gift bags to Dean. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, Dean. Me too. Thank you both for coming. Happy birthday, Arabella cut in. Of course we had to come now. Open the gift. I'm sure you'll love it. Sis, isn't this a spatial pouch? Exactly. I designed it myself. Spatial magic applied at the highest level. But my professor actually made it, Dean replied sincerely. Thank you, sister. He thought to himself. I know exactly how difficult it is to engrave spatial magic into an item. Arabella continued. Give me your hand. Let me put it on for you, he thought to himself. But even more difficult than that is designing an item that can withstand the engraving of magic, Arabella added. Just so you know, I've already put your genetic code into it. So only you can use it. This is a one-of-a-kind item. Lily beside her said, judging by the faint mana waves inside, it seems to be the highest grade of magic stone. If you channel a little mana into the ring, it will create a subspace. That way you won't have to bother opening your inventory bag anymore. Such a valuable item, thank you so much, Sister Dean thought to himself. It's an item that only the wealthy can use on the battlefield. Like commanders, nobles, or mages, I never thought I would get to use something like this. He held out his finger to try and activate the magic circle from the ring. Arabella beside him said, the ring will adjust itself as you grow so. Before she could finish, everyone around them widened their eyes in surprise. You opened the subspace faster than I did. You truly are a genius, Dean. You are indeed very outstanding. His father interjected. It seems both of you already have mana cores. Dean, hurry up and open your sister's gift too. Yes, thank you. Seeing the egg inside the box, Dean picked it up. Why is it? This egg. Clara beside him explained. It's not just an egg, so you have to be careful. Slightly puzzled. He asked, then what is it? Clara leaned close to Dean's ear and whispered, it's a familiar. I once summoned a Dakaran, and that's when it appeared. I don't know when the summoned beast will be born, but it's very precious. Looking closely at the egg in front of him, he recalled, that's right, I've heard about this. Familiars are different from summoned beasts. They are different entities, but still share some similarities. Once summoned, a familiar can exist permanently in this world, unlike summoned beasts. Clara said, no one else knows about it. Dean only, so keep it a secret until it hatches. Okay? Yes, I'll keep it a secret. Arabella added, why were you two whispering for so long? Clara continued, I also don't know when it will hatch. Remember to channel mana into it once every morning and once every evening, so it recognizes you as its master. Yes, I will definitely do that. Haha, look at all these wonderful gifts. It's really good that your sisters have returned, isn't it, Dean? Yes, Mother, it really is so good. Ahem, all right, my princesses. Although I am very happy that you could return despite saying it was impossible, shouldn't you greet your parents? Ah, Father, how have you been lately? I was focused on giving Dean his gifts. So I'm sorry, it's fine, you all seem healthy. You traveled a long way just to see your youngest sibling make sure to get plenty of rest, all right, yes, Father. Not far from there. A girl nearby looked on with envy as she watched Dean's family happily gathered together. He glanced over and felt a slight jolt. Layla, she's already gone. But why does she look so lonely? The scene shifted to another location. She's beyond my expectations, he muttered to himself. Truly as expected from the most talented mage of the academy, truly a precious talent. That little girl is also very well matched with my son, the most outstanding swordsman in the academy. If the two families could be united, it would create a force that even the imperial family would have to be wary of. That way, no one would dare to act recklessly before my descendants anymore. That's right, I should mention the promise between the two children during today's conversation. What's that sound coming from? Are they training? Who would train so early in the morning? In another place, Dean was diligently practicing, unleashing precise techniques. Having just arrived, Bill stood observing from a distance, thinking to himself, oh, so it's the youngest of the Sorest family, haha, what a surprise. His movements and concentration can't be like that of a 7-year-old child. Even his basic attacks are at a level of skill that seasoned soldiers could still learn from. It's hard to believe I've heard many rumors about his outstanding talent since he was only 1 year old. I thought it was just hearsay, but I didn't expect it to be true. Shifting his stance, he immediately applied another skill. Wait, that posture, and the way he moves it looks very similar to a swordsman. Could it be that he has already learned swordsmanship at this age? Raising his spear high, Dean coldly said, I don't know who you are, but you'd better show yourself instead of hiding there, damn it, I've been discovered, Bill thought to himself in a panic. Dean also pondered, moreover, that movement is really very familiar. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. He continued, I apologize, Dean. I didn't intend to peek at your training. Oh, it's you, your grace, Duke Tomi. Just by looking into his eyes, Bill thought to himself. It's enough to know that this is no ordinary child. My name is Dean Sorest, the youngest son of the Sorest family. Greetings, Duke Bill Tomi. I was captivated by the impressive training of the Sorest family's recruits this early morning and lost track of time. Please forgive me, please forgive you, your grace, Dean said. Ho, this kid has guts, Bill thought to himself. It seems like he just realized something. How is it that his body isn't trembling at all, even after training for so long? When I was his age, I didn't even have mana in my body yet. Bill praised your thrust was excellent. You must have inherited your talent from Aiken, right? The spear you're holding. Yes, someone said my father crafted this spear for me. I am very grateful that you noticed it. He smiled inwardly. This answer is quite good. My son also has talent and excellent training, but not to this extent. Perhaps I should consider arranging a marriage with this family. He continued, actually, my Layla is also practicing swordsmanship. The two of you are the same age, so you could become good friends when you enter the academy. Yes, your grace, I will certainly befriend her. Ho, I like your straightforward personality anyway. It seems I've disturbed your training. Well then, Dean, I'm curious about this. Have you ever practiced swordsmanship? Oh no, my habit was accidentally exposed. He understood just by looking at me once. Dean thought to himself. He replied, no sir, I've only read a few textbooks on basic swordsmanship, but I've never practiced it. So that's it. He pondered how interesting. Perhaps I sensed something like a battle spirit in this boy. Before, what am I thinking? There's definitely no way that's possible. He's just a normal kid. He continued, oh, I was just planning to take a stroll, but it's been so long. Well, it's time for farewell. See you again, Dean. Yes, your grace, I wish you a safe journey. If you ever have the chance to return to the capital, remember to visit me. I must repay the hospitality I received at the Earl's castle, and because I particularly like you as well. Certainly, your grace, Dean replied. How interesting. I wonder if he remembers me, he thought to himself. Defeating the person who once defeated me, just thinking about it makes my blood boil. If I prepare slowly, step by step, now perhaps I can do it. Bill Tomi, in this life, I will definitely surpass you. The screen shifted. Young master, it's time to return. Herman, have you been waiting for me all this time? It is my duty to silently fulfill all your requests, young master. Ah, thank you. Perhaps Herman should learn about stealth techniques. That sounds good, he thought to himself. Dean continued. How is it going? Are everyone busy? Yes. It seems they are preparing for the next party. And many other nobles are also on their way here. After all, it's quite difficult for over 30 noble families to gather on the exact same day. Oh, right, how are my sisters? Herman replied they opened a teleportation gate together and went to the academy. They said there was no other choice but to participate in the upcoming midterm exams. That's a pity, but it's all right, let's go back. Yes, young master. I should take the opportunity to look at the gifts my sisters gave me earlier, Dean thought to himself. And so the parties went on. Dean tried his best to greet the guests. Noble life is so tiring. My schedule is getting even more packed because it's my birthday. At least finding some relaxation in the garden like this is quite nice. The gardener takes such good care of this place. I feel very peaceful when I see these flowers. My eldest sister said that in nature, flowers contain the most mana. When I have time, I should analyze the mana of these flowers. I've practiced a lot, but neither magic nor summoning has progressed significantly. I still don't know which one I should focus on. Having many talents can sometimes be difficult. The mana from the flowers is full of vitality. Such a small flower contains such a strong mana flow. If someone can sense the mana in nature and turn it into their own mana, then it will stay in their body and form a layer of magic. The mana attraction from this body is so intense. I can perceive what others feel with my sixth sense. Haha, here it is. Before I could only vaguely sense mana, but now I can sense it much more clearly. At this moment he clenched his hand tightly and space was instantly distorted. Another voice echoed, What just happened? I'm so bored. We just got here and father rushed off to chat with the other nobles. It seems like he abandoned us after we finished greeting everyone. We'll probably have to go back to our rooms to rest. Like last time? Can we really do that, brother? You're acting like this is our birthday party. Who cares anyway? Do you think the young master of the Sorest family would care about this? Damn it, I feel like we've gone the wrong way. I don't know why they even built this big garden. Hey, there's someone over there. Isn't that kid also lost? Hey, you, that outfit. You must be a servant, right? Come on, anyone can hear that. Dean's eyes, full of anger, turned towards the two people who had just spoken. Lead me to the exit. Rushing away, Dean shouted loudly, You guys get out of here right now. Can't you see what you're stepping on? One of the two replied what Dean continued, Why are you walking on the flowers instead of using the path? You've ruined that flower bed. The brown-haired guy said, A little brat like you is pretty loud. Do you know who I am? Yes, a thug who vandalizes flower beds. What did you say, a thug? Who do you think you're talking to, you servant? I am the son of Earl de Groll, a distinguished guest of this castle. Earl de Groll, he thought to himself. That's the noble I defeated on the battlefield. He was really annoying, like father, like son. The brown-haired guy continued, Even if you're from the southern countryside, you must know the de Groll family, right? They are very famous in the capital. My family can make you disappear without a trace. So watch your words. Communicating with this guy is useless, Dean thought to himself. He continued, Are you crazy, a mere servant like you dares to look at me with those eyes? While his eyes were still wide with surprise, Dean suddenly headbutted him hard in the face. The younger sibling shouted, Brother, are you all right? This lunatic, what the hell, my nose is bleeding. I'm going to kill that bastard. Go ahead and try if you're so tough. Have you lost your mind? All right, let's go together, brother. First take care of your nose. He stopped seeing the guy about to move. Dean easily dodged this tricky brat. Looking at his footwork, he's clearly not someone who specializes in weapons. He must be a mage or a summoner, Dean thought to himself. Outside, the younger sibling cried out in panic, Brother, this kid is too fast, I can't catch him. The mana flow I saw earlier, if I can control it with my will, can I turn it into a physical form? Should I experiment? Dean began to think. Dean held out his hand and suddenly a magic palm strike pushed him back 10 meters, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. Oh no, the flower garden is ruined, Dean thought to himself. Damn it, he can use magic. Who are you, brother? Stop if you don't, something bad will happen. Get out of the way. I'm going to kill that bastard. Hearing his younger sibling's call in the next moment, he released the mana within his body. Dean's eyes widened in surprise. He's a summoner. From the magic space, a wolf gradually appeared. Ha ha ha, his is Zenbu that I summoned. I'll let you know the consequences of daring to touch this Daigon de Groll. Zenbu, tear that guy to pieces. A normal wolf can't compare to Sister Clara because she can even summon dragons, Dean thought leisurely. He continued, That's right, bite that dog's throat out. Step by step he advanced towards the dog with an angry expression. However, the dog's gaze quickly changed as it stood close beside Dean, causing the other two to be shocked what's going on. How did you make Zenbu? It's wagging its tail, huh? What are you doing? Hey, Zenbu is a very good boy. How could this be happening? Dean thought straightforwardly. Come to think of it, even Sister Clara's summoned beasts seemed friendly. Perhaps it's just because I share blood with her. Furthermore, in this situation there's nothing related, maybe I have a high affinity for it. But that also means that Bastard's affinity has decreased. That's absurd. How can a summoned beast betray its master? Oh, you want to continue, you little brat? Let's go. We lost his brother, replied Quiet. I'll cancel the summoning. He turned to look at his younger brother's pants, realizing they had been wet for some time. Damn it, how embarrassing, Dean added. Listen, the bathroom is on the first floor of the main building. You stay here, I'll be right back. Let's go, Denna. Hey, at least recall your summoned beast, Dean thought to himself. Actually, it was quite simple, just like Sister Clara taught me. The faint connection between that bastard and Zenbu, so after carefully using overwrite magic, Zenbu connected with me. To think that someone with no connection to summoning magic could summon just because of high affinity is truly quite special. At the same time, a voice sounded beside them. Isn't that the little brat who bullied you? Yes, it's him. How that idiot messed up again, Dean thought to himself. He not only bullied me and Denna, but also broke the connection between me and Zenbu. His name is Mugrat de Groll, the head of the Earl de Groll family, one of the prestigious noble lineages. Is it you who injured my son and stole his summoned beast? Yes, that's right, Dean thought. He looks fatter than when I captured him. As a guest, I could overlook this, but this matter cannot be taken lightly. Why are you in a place like this alone? Quickly reveal your identity. Taking a deep breath, Dean replied, I am Dean Sorest, the youngest son of Akan Sorest, the Lord of the South and the head of the Earl Sorest family. Is that really true? Both thought to themselves, this little kid is Dean. He thought the youngest son of the Sorest family. So the tables have turned. He was captured by that Auric and gained nothing in the battle. I will shift the blame to make the Earl responsible, and thereby demand mining rights. Those nobles who scorn me will have to kneel. How interesting this kid is, the host of Dean's birthday party. Yes, that's right. He didn't come all the way from the remote south just to congratulate him on his birthday, he thought further. Tell me, what do you intend to do about this brat? You injured my son. This is a guest you invited. You even took his summoned beast. This is clearly a crime, that's right. Today is your end. I will report to Earl Sorest and demand he take responsibility. Let's go. You can clearly see that I understand, but first I demand an apology. An apology? How surprising, you little bastard. Dean interjected. Yes, it's true that I punched your son in the nose and caused injury, but I only acted when threatened. It was just self-defense, and I didn't steal the summoned beast. Zenbu followed me willingly. Zenbu would never do that, father. That brat is lying. Wait, I heard the second daughter is a genius summoner. That's right. Perhaps she taught this brat how to sever the connection. He continued, even if what you say is true, the loss of a summoned beast is still regrettable, yet you dare to demand an apology. Yes, I demand it. Who does this brat think he is, daring to act like this, so arrogant? It's so troublesome talking to this child, he replied. He said, all right, I won't scold you anymore. Let's see what Earl Sorest decides about this matter. It seems he's really looking forward to the decision about this, Dean thought to himself. Just then, two other people approached from afar. Were you looking for me? Father, why are you here? Ah, Earl Sorest. Duke Tomi is here too. The red-haired guy explained, my brother and I got lost in the garden, so I wanted to ask your son for directions. Just as I thought. That's my father, Dean thought. He cares deeply about family, but isn't biased. Even when there's conflict with others, he can still distinguish right from wrong. Suddenly, he attacked me. He used a strange technique to mock me, so I had no choice but to summon my beast to scare him. Yet he even stole my summoned beast and tried to attack me again. Can he really lie so brazenly? I have high expectations for his future, Dean thought to himself. Earl Sorest, I only intended to warn the boy, but stealing someone else's summoned beast is unacceptable. Aiken said, we can't just listen to one side. I want to hear the story from Dean, then assess the entire situation and draw a conclusion. If you are concerned about my decision, I propose Duke Tomi will give his opinion. If you wish, I will decide accordingly. Damn it, Tomi's intervention will only complicate things further. I have a bad feeling about this, he thought. Aiken spoke, asking Dean, please explain. Father, just a general explanation of what happened is enough, Dean thought. Dean began, although there are a few discrepancies with the truth. Some of the things Darren's son said are correct. However, he arbitrarily trampled on the flower garden that we had been taking care of, and he was the one who angrily grabbed someone's collar. He was the one. That's a lie. Since when? Continue, Dean, there's more, I can hear it clearly. When he summoned Zenbu, he ordered it to kill me. In fact, I didn't snatch his summoned beast. His summoned beast ran over and sensed my kindness. A 7-year-old who can speak like that, Bill thought to himself. I never stole his summoned beast, that's nonsense. How is it possible for a non-summoner to subdue a summoned beast? That brat must have used some secret skill. No, I have a natural affinity with summoned beasts. A summoned beast that isn't close to its master will recognize me as a master. How ridiculous is that really possible? Yes, it is. Ha ha, he doesn't want us to believe that. Does he? Two completely different stories. If so, we should prove this with the summoned beast. Damn it, the Duke is interfering, he thought. Dean, can you prove it? Yes, father. At this moment, the father's eyes glanced at his son, who was wide-eyed and sweating cold. What should I do now? He thought. I can't summon Zenbu. Dagon, what's wrong? Summon it, father. The thing is, why can't I suddenly summon something I've done every day? I severed the connection. Of course he can't summon it, he thought. Father, I will summon it. It seems I need the sigil that he possesses. What did you say, my sigil? No way you want my sigil. What nonsense are you talking about? Even using a sigil with a summoner's unique code wouldn't work. Based on what you said, even if the boy uses your sigil, it won't work. So trying won't hurt, right? Wouldn't it prove your words? Damn it, he's right, I can't refute it. He thought the father beside him interjected. Show them your sigil for a moment, Dagon. Seeing his father turn his face away, the father said loudly, Hurry up. With a summoning sigil with a unique code that another summoner created, no one else can use it, Dean thought to himself. But Zenbu, that doesn't mean I won't keep the summoning sigil, it's just a means. Zenbu, having bonded with me, will respond to my call. Seeing the newly summoned beast happily nuzzling Dean, the two people beside them looked astonished. Father, how is it possible? Zenbu, no way. Bill interjected. How wonderful, did you say the boy has never learned swordsmanship? Aiken admitted, yes, that's right. I'm not sure what led to this. I apologize for summoning you just for this matter, and thank you for showing up. Damn it, this has become a disaster, he thought to himself. Aiken asked, what should we do now? We have confirmed the boy's summoned beast, do you acknowledge it? It seems Dean was telling the truth. It turns out we misunderstood about the summoned beast being stolen. My son didn't intend to kill Dean, did he, Dagon? No, I just wanted to scare him a little. I never thought about killing him. Look, he didn't mean it. Ah, this bastard is just making things up as he goes, Dean thought to himself. At the same time, another voice rang out, that's not right. Hearing this, everyone turned to look. It was the little girl Layla who had appeared. Layla, what are you doing here? The little girl replied, I heard father's voice as I was passing by. Greetings, Earl Celeste and Earl Degrol. Ah, right, is this child the Duke's daughter anyway? What does she want to say? Is he lying, he wondered. The little girl continued, actually, I accidentally overheard their conversation while taking a walk earlier. What she heard everything, is that true? He thought to himself. Layla, could you tell us everything you heard? What happened was? I didn't expect this, but thanks to her everything has been resolved smoothly, Dean thought to himself. Dagon, why are you still standing there? Apologize quickly, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Aiken continued. I want you to save that apology for my son, not for me. I understand, I was planning to tell him to do that too. Dagon sullenly walked towards Dean. Sorry, Dean, just bow your head and accept the apology since there's no other choice. Is that really an apology? Dean thought. I don't want to accept this, but in my experience, it's better to be generous than stubborn. Dean replied, all right, I accept your apology, thank you. He breathed a sigh of relief that was close. I knew he was special. He could have stubbornly refused to accept the apology, because it was clearly the other person's fault. Bill thought about the situation. You two can stop arguing here. Dean has already accepted the apology. By the way, I don't intend to let this matter slide. You intended to kill my son with your summoned beast. Oh, Earl Sorest, it's not like that. Aiken added, I don't want to hear any more excuses from you. Earl de Grol, please take your family and leave this castle immediately. What do you mean I came here without complaining at all? If I get kicked out now, everything will be ruined. I need to stay in this castle at all costs, he thought to himself. He continued, Earl, please forgive us. I will do whatever you ask just this once. I don't need anything from you. I will send soldiers to your room right now. Let's go, Your Grace. Let's go, Layla. Serves them right. They were the ones who caused this. Truly, you reap what you sow. Anyway, I didn't expect my father to be so terrifying, when angry Dean thought to himself. A moment later, Dean asked, is it really true? I took it down with a mana bullet. Yes, that's right. The ability to use spears, summoning, and now even magic. How incredible. Has there ever been anyone in history as talented as this? Indeed, I am truly proud to have such an outstanding child. Actually, talent is one thing, but the boy is very calm. Usually when children fight, they become upset and determined to win, but Dean is not like that. I have no doubt that your son will become an excellent man, Aiken added. It's still too early to say anything for sure. We'll have to wait until the boy grows up to know. Today's incident was resolved smoothly thanks to Layla. If she hadn't been a witness, things might have gone in a different direction. Oh, he's seeing the good in Layla if that's the case, then Bill thought to himself. But immediately after Bill said the girl simply recounted what actually happened anyway, if there's nothing else. Why don't we discuss the marriage of the two children? Don't tell me he wants to marry off his daughter, Aiken thought in confusion. Stopping his thoughts, Aiken continued, Oh dear, the sun has already set. It's almost time for the banquet. I'll head back first to prepare. Earl Sorest Layla, please take your time returning with Dean Aiken. My friend, let's chat for a bit. As their figures disappeared into the distance, the girl asked, Why didn't father stop him? Anyway, why did the summoned beast listen to you and let go of the summoner? I've seen many duels between famous summoners in the capital, but I've never seen anything like this. Dean replied. I'm not sure either, it just happened. The little girl continued. Ah, you're hiding something, aren't you? That's not fair. I helped you. What's not fair? I helped you too, didn't I? I help you with the swordsmanship. Now that you mention it, you're right. Well, she really did help me a lot this time, he thought to himself. Dean continued. Then let's consider it a favor returned, and we can continue to help each other in the future. Hearing this, the girl cheerfully replied, Wow, that's a great idea. I want to implement it right away. She's really impatient. I wonder what she wants to ask, Dean thought to himself. Dean continued. So what do you want to ask? Teach me how to use mana bullets. Why do you want to learn that? Of course, because I want to become stronger. I want to get at least a mana core before entering the academy. She's still so young, why the rush? Dean thought to himself. The girl continued. I want to become really strong and make my mother happy. You see, my mother loves me very much. She will surely be very happy if I become stronger faster. Dean remembered what he had heard. That's right. I heard the adults discussing this Countess Tomi is seriously ill. Dean continued. All right then, in that case, I can't refuse you, really. Then let's start tomorrow. I'll be here until that time. Or do you want to start tonight? Okay, that works too. Mana bullets aren't difficult once you understand the flow of magic. The little girl eagerly said, I'm so excited, Dean, it's your turn. What's your request? What I want is... In another location, a conversation took place. I heard Earl de Groll was kicked out of the castle. I wonder what he did to end up like that, one person asked. I heard it was because his eldest son caused some trouble. Another person replied, That's right. There's information that he provoked young Master Dean and was dealt with appropriately. It's such a disgrace that it happened right here. Furthermore, did you hear about? There are rumors that young Master Dean is an outstanding summoner. Oh, so the Sorest family will become a prestigious summoner family. Not only that, he also knows how to use magic. Oh, is that really true? So you are young Master Dean, the person in the rumors. Am I right? I am Baron Owen. Do you know anything about the Owen territory in the east? The young man asked. I know a little. I heard that land is famous for its grilled salmon and sapphire stones, Dean replied. Ha ha, you're indeed a clever boy. The Owen family's salmon and sapphires are the best on this continent. I heard you are very talented in many fields. Surely, that's not wrong, right? Anyway, I brought my daughter here so I could introduce her, Baron Owen said. Sinvaya, go ahead and greet him, he said, turning towards his daughter. What? Why, all of a sudden, Dean thought in surprise. Hello, I am Sinvia. It's a pleasure to meet you. The little girl introduced herself. Yes, I am Dean. Dean replied. You will be the heir to the Sorest family in the future, right? The girl asked. What? I don't really know. Dean replied. Don't play dumb. I heard you are very talented. I hope you will pay attention to me. Who knows, in the future we might become family. Sinvia continued. Yes, I will be in your care. Dean replied, wondering in his mind, why are children these days so direct? As the eyes of the two people holding hands intimately met, Layla approached Dean. You're here, she asked. Layla, right, Princess Layla, Dean replied. Layla looked at Sinvia with a wary gaze and asked, Who is this? I am. Allow me to introduce myself, Your Highness. I am Sinvia Owen, the eldest daughter of Baron Owen. The little girl politely introduced herself. Oh, I see, it's a pleasure to meet you, Layla replied with a slight hesitation. There's a slightly familiar sharpness here. Daughters are often scary, Dean thought to himself. Layla said, "Excuse me, I need to borrow Dean for a moment. We had a prior engagement, right?" Dean was stunned. "Oh yes, that's right. Sorry, Sinvia, we'll talk later." What a relief. Is she subtly implying that she's the bad guy? Layla turned away, showing her displeasure. "How do you two know each other? Is she your fiancé?" Layla asked. Dean affirmed fiancé. "No way, we just greeted each other." "Really, that's great." Layla smiled brightly. "Look, we've arrived. This is a secret place that only I know about," Dean said, piquing her curiosity. "Oh, how surprising that there's a place like this," Layla exclaimed in amazement. "Exactly, no one will bother us here," Dean said, walking deeper inside. Layla looked around with interest. "Wow, it's truly amazing. I didn't know this place existed. Surely no one will know what we're doing here," Layla said excitedly. "It's a great place to practice. Do you know how to sense mana?" Dean asked. "I've tried a little, but not enough to create a mana heart," Layla replied. "You probably haven't entered the burst phase yet," Dean thought to himself. "Start with the basics. First, you need to feel the mana you absorb into your body," Dean instructed. "Feel inside your body?" Layla asked. "Yes. If you want to release mana from your body, you need to learn how to control the mana inside first. Just imagine. Layla wondered. "Close your eyes and picture the mana circulating inside you like flowing blood." "Okay, I'll try," Layla said and closed her eyes. Dean watched her attentively. "It's not working," Layla said after a while. Dean encouraged, "Just try again, it's only the first time, focus." Nearby, Aiken was secretly watching the two. "Oh, even though he's still young, my son already knows how to teach others. He's really growing up," he thought to himself. Bill, another person, suddenly appeared. "What are you doing here?" Aiken exclaimed in surprise. "Oh, your grace." Bill laughed. "Aha, don't panic like that. Is there a couple secretly dating at night?" Aiken was confused. "Huh? A couple? You came here too. I was just following my son." "Haven't you noticed only your wife could be so sneaky you haven't learned anything from her?" Aiken criticized. "I tried," Bill retorted. "If the master of the manor spies on others, it will give him a bad reputation, old friend. I'm just following my son, and you're no exception," Aiken replied. Layla asked, "You have a spatial pouch like that?" "Yeah, my sister made it and gave it to me." "Oh, I'm so jealous my brothers didn't pay any attention to me after entering the academy." "But why use a mirror?" Layla asked. "I bought it for convenience." Dean replied truthfully. "Really?" Layla asked in surprise. "Looking in the mirror helps visualize it easier." Dean explained. "Is that so?" Layla asked again. "Yeah, stand in front of the mirror and look at your whole body," Dean advised. "Okay, let me try," Layla said while Dean watched her attentively. "Layla seems to have developed feelings for your son," Bill said with a pensive expression, "only on the surface." Aiken replied, "She must have something hidden after her brothers left home to study. Her mother became seriously ill and couldn't be by her side. As before, this made it difficult for her to open up to others." "Is that really true? But why are you so cold towards your own daughter?" Aiken needed to ask. Bill explained, "Do you know there's a reason I do this? When raising my sons, I spoiled them too much, and now they are all ruined. I don't want Layla to suffer the same fate. That's why Layla asked Dean for help." "You're still as nagging as ever," Aiken commented. "Do you plan to send your son to the capital? If so, would you allow him to stay at the Duke's mansion?" Bill asked. "Maybe I succeeded, right?" "Yes, you did great," Dean said happily. Aiken replied, "I'll let Dean decide, just like with Arabella and Renee. If Dean wants to go to the capital, I will do exactly as you say." "Oh, it would be wonderful if you visited," Bill said. "What else do you want to confront me all day? You're sharper than before, aren't you?" "Thank you, Dean. You truly are a genius. Many people have called me a genius, but compared to you, I'm not really that talented." Dean replied, "This is just the beginning. You will become even stronger." Those two have left quietly. "Are you also planning to go to the academy? That's where all the geniuses of the empire gather," Dean thought to himself. Those two have left quietly. "Are you also planning to go to the academy? That's where all the geniuses of the empire gather," Dean thought to himself. "You're so silly. Studying isn't everything. It's a place to form noble connections. You must go if you want to network from a young age. Haha. This little girl has a really determined personality and understands how the world works even at just 7 years old," Dean thought to himself. "I know, but right now I'm not really interested in studying at the academy. I still have many books in the library that I haven't read, and I still need to learn a lot from my parents." "Yes, but don't you want to play with other children? Didn't I hear that all your older sisters have joined the academy?" Layla asked. That's right, but I'll consider it and decide whether I'll go or not. Dean replied, remember to tell me if you decide to go. Okay. When you come to the capital, don't forget to visit me and watch me train. Okay, I promise. Definitely, if I have the chance to go to the capital, I'll send you a letter. Oh, and Dean, when are you going to tell me your request? I'll tell you when I come to the capital. What? The next morning, Dean said, let's go. Holding the item in his hand, Dean asked Bill in confusion, what is this, Your Grace? This is a belated birthday gift for you. I hope you like it, Bill replied. Before Dean's eyes, the gift looked very expensive. Our Tomi family's symbol is Vengeance the Sword and the Blacksmith. The history of the Tomi family began with my ancestor, a blacksmith. Thanks to him, our family obtained the leading smithy in the empire, not only in the empire, but also on this entire continent. All the weapons crafted by the Tomi family played a significant role in leading the empire. Yeah, I know, Dean thought. All kinds of ores and all kinds of weapons and mystical artifacts are forged there. If you go to the smithy and show them this symbol, they will craft a weapon according to your wishes. Dean realized that this symbol was a means of identifying the status and quality of a skilled individual. Surprised by the gift, Aiken exclaimed, oh my, this is too precious a gift. This is something even royalty would desire. Grow up well and help your father. Thank you for the gift, Your Grace, Dean said, while Layla waved goodbye. Are you sad to say goodbye to your old friend, Lily asked Dean. Yes, I'm very sad. He was my first friend. When you return to the capital, you'll meet her again. Try to become a handsome young man to surprise her. Yeah, I can't stay here forever. I'll see you again when I visit the capital. Take care of yourself, Layla. It's strange, every time I look at Dean, I'm reminded of that boy, a warrior named Arik, as talented as a rank 3 warrior, even though he was very young, Bill thought to himself. If he were still alive, he might have become a rank 6 knight of the Empire. Dean, I hope to see you grow up quickly. A few days later, Dean muttered to himself, I've been feeding mana to the egg every morning and evening. But it still hasn't hatched. This is truly a mysterious egg. Even though I'm not a summoner, if I feed my own mana imprint before the egg hatches, I might be able to permanently control a summon that usually can only be used temporarily. My mana quality must be suitable. Perhaps there are still many complex conditions that haven't been met. I heard there are eggs that never hatch because the conditions aren't met. Hopefully, that's not the reason. I've tried adjusting the flow and strength of my mana, but I still don't see any reaction. I was too greedy, hoping for success on the first try. Young master, are you finished? Ah, Herman, you've come, Dean replied. Suddenly the egg behind him glowed brightly. And Dean curiously turned to look. What did I just hear? Young master, what was that sound? Wait a moment, let me check the egg, Herman said. I don't see anything strange. Maybe I was mistaken. Haha, false alarm, Dean thought. Herman asked again. Did the egg react? Dean replied, no, maybe it was just my imagination. Let's move on. Moving to another place, Dean was engrossed in practicing with the sword. Amazing, young master. Since when have you been practicing swordsmanship? Herman asked. Just swinging it around a bit, that's all. Truly a genius. You can also wield a sword. Young master, Herman praised. Learning how to use weapons is really interesting. I haven't held a sword for a long time because father always kept a close eye on me. Thankfully, my skills haven't deteriorated, Dean thought. Let me offer you a light snack before we continue, young master. All right, thank you, Dean said, Herman replied, and Dean felt happy because the training here was truly enjoyable. Shifting scene, one person remarked, Sigh, this is tiring every year, but we did harvest many things from the last party. Clearly, many nobles are paying attention to the south, which has a good climate and many desirable things. But that attention can't compare to the amount of attention Dean received. The conflict between him and the eldest son of Earl de Groll happened beyond my expectations, but the boy calmly and confidently explained everything to the adults. He's so mature sometimes I wish he could act like a child his age. Perhaps this is just my wishful thinking. It's almost time. Longvi, let the boy try swinging it today. Entering another room, Aiken stopped abruptly when he saw Dean practicing with a sword. Stepping into another room, Aiken suddenly came to a halt without realizing it. When he saw Dean training with a sword, surely the old Duke said something to him, otherwise why would he practice swordsmanship after spending so much time with the spear? But it seems he also has some experience with the sword. The power he's displaying is something that even many lifelong swordsmen struggle to imitate. When did he learn this? However, one thing is undeniable, the boy has talent in swordsmanship. Aiken spoke. Dean, I've been watching you for a while now. When did you start learning swordsmanship? It seems I've been exposed. Perhaps it's best to confess to Father Dean, thought to himself. He replied, I haven't really learned swordsmanship. Aiken raised his eyebrows. Huh. So, that's natural talent. Swordsmanship, magic, assassination, summoning, and now even swordsmanship. If it were anyone else, I would never believe a child could be so talented in all these fields, Dean. Do you want to explore the world outside? Huh. What do you mean, Father? That's right. The world beyond these walls. I feel this territory is perhaps too small for your talent. If you stay here, you will truly be at a disadvantage. It seems he has realized that I can't stay here forever, Dean thought. Aiken continued, Then that's good, we need to prepare for you to step out into the world. Really, of course, although I'm a little reluctant, I still have to respect my son's wishes. Today I bring you a special gift. Do you recognize it? This is the dragon's tail that reacted to you on your first birthday. That's right. I remember Dean recalled it reacted to me. He reached out and touched the spear, feeling a surge of power spread throughout his body. How magical the power seems immense. The current reaction force is even stronger than when the boy was small. No one can deny that it's because of me anymore. I need to, Aachen thought to himself. No, I will help him make his talent with the spear shine the brightest in this continent. Before you go, I will help you master this spear, so be ready, yes, Father. Dean, one day this spear will belong to you before that day becomes strong enough to wield it with pride. Of course, Father, instead of the dragon's tail, I will diligently follow your teachings, just as I expected from my son. All right, then, let's begin. Yes. The outside world, I've always been curious about it, even during my days on the battlefield. In my previous life as Auric, all I knew was war-cleaning barracks, maintaining weapons, eating bland food, and going back to battle. The only way to escape that was when the war ended, or to die on the battlefield. NLI 2 choices, I couldn't imagine what life outside the battlefield would be like. But now I'm Dean, and everything is different. I don't know how my talents will be used, how the world will welcome me, or what I can do. But I have the opportunity to go anywhere and do the things I want. For a moment, I just wanted to stay here and enjoy this warmth. But thanks to Father's question, my thoughts have changed all right. Let's step outside. At the same time, another voice spoke, So you've made your decision, son, mother. When did you come in? Don't worry. It seems you were so deep in thought that you didn't hear me knock. Right? Yes, that's right. I heard from your father that you've been thinking a lot. So do you want to explore the world outside our territory? Yes, Father said it would be a waste of my talent if I stayed here after thinking carefully. I'm also curious about the outside world. I'm sorry, Mother. There's no need to apologize, Dean. Dean spoke, but my two sisters aren't here either if I leave. I'll be fine. I understand you, Dean. I know how talented you are, whether you want to stay or not. The outside world will still beckon you if possible. I wish you could stay longer, but life doesn't allow that. So go and do what you desire, Dean. Dean replied, Yes, Mother, even if I leave this warm home, I will visit often and tell you about the things I see in the outside world. Thank you, my son. Now perhaps we also need to prepare to send you out into the world, just like Father prepare. What do you mean I plan to teach you how to scout and guide you slowly from there? But perhaps you'll also need to learn how to set and avoid traps. I'll still have to learn special lessons from Mother, Dean thought to himself. His mother continued, Furthermore, you also need to learn how to dispose of enemy corpses and also human anatomy. Damn it, I'll be exhausted before I even step out into the outside world, he thought to himself. His mother said, Anyway, I will teach you many things. Yes, Mother, I will try my best. Special lessons from parents taught with all their love, Dean thought. If I want to go out into the world, I need to be fully prepared. In the southern region of the Antien Empire, the Sorest Earldom, a place with a warm climate and abundant natural resources. This land had become a focal point of the Antien Empire in the context of war to ensure its survival and development. Thanks to the skillful rule of Earl Sorest, this place always maintained peace. When the war ended, the echoes of the rebellion had been quelled. Finally, the era of peace, which was felt as if it would last forever, had returned. Screen shifts, have you heard any rumors? I heard young Master Dean visited a few shops. Really, yes, he came to buy a few things. It seems the shop owner's daughter fainted that day. Oh no, so the rumors are true. I heard he's becoming more and more handsome. I wish I could see him once. It seems he doesn't have anyone special yet, should I try? What are you, crazy? He's only 14 years old. Well, from what I hear, he doesn't seem his age at all, really. Yeah, I heard he's already as tall as the Earl. Oh, is it because the Countess is also tall indeed? Strong genes. Looking at him, you'd definitely think he's 20 years old already, with platinum blonde hair and emerald green eyes. My heart would stop if I met him. Next time he comes, I definitely have to go see. I wonder when he goes out. It seems he often visits that shop. Ah, right, the forest ranger told me about this. Really meeting the forest ranger first would be much easier, right? Are you really going to do that? In the outskirts of the earldom, a place filled with ancient magic, lies the Apocalypse Forest. Here Dean was carrying out the escape mission that his mother had assigned. The wind is coming from the south. I've seen Charoff spiders here before, so I have to go west. 1 more hour I need to get out before sunset. One of the essentials of an assassin is to never let the enemy capture you. Within a certain time frame, Dean had to avoid the traps his mother had set and find a way out of this dangerous forest. Inhale the air and mana around, then hold it for a moment and exhale. After concealing myself and blending into the surroundings, the hidden traps will reveal themselves like now transparent threads are floating everywhere. It seems that just touching the trap will immediately trigger it. This is the basic form, but also very dangerous. Luckily, this type is easily neutralized. Suddenly, Dean startled as a pack of snarling monsters appeared in front of him. Oh no, it's a Rudel pack. I didn't expect them to appear here. They're charging in at terrifying speed. I have to deal with them quickly. Wait, while I'm acting, touching a trap would be very dangerous. There's no other way. I have to get out of here quickly. Ceasing his thoughts, Dean fled with all his might, while the pack of monsters closely pursued him from behind. Unexpectedly, they accidentally triggered a trap, and sharp needles immediately shot towards them, taking down each monster. Ha! They fell into the trap. I dealt with them without breaking a sweat. When he turned his head to look, one of the monsters had escaped the trap and was growling with sharp teeth towards Dean. It's too fast. Next, it gained momentum and spat a liquid from its mouth. That's definitely something very dangerous. I can't stay here long. Just as he thought this, Dean's eyes lit up. With the spear in his hand, he slashed the monster into many small pieces. At least I escaped the forest safely. What else is there, damn it? Why was I so careless? Suddenly he froze as his mother's figure appeared in front of him. Well done, Dean. Total time is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You're even faster than me. Were you watching me the whole time, mother? Of course I couldn't let you cross this forest on your own, even though I understand your talents better than anyone. But as a mother, there's always worry. Yes, mother, I did very well. You didn't see any mistakes in me, did you? Were you injured? I'm completely fine, really. If you keep going like this, you might end up being recruited as an assassin. Here, take this. It seems to suit you better now, dear. This is your dagger, Nehal. I receive it, really. Of course I don't use it anymore, anyway. His mother continued. Nehal is made from mysterious Ethereum ore. This ore absorbs the elements of all things. If you want, you can even store all kinds of poison on it. I know it also has the ability to absorb toxins and use them, Dean thought to himself. Thank you, Mother. I will take good care of it. Thank you, Dean. Let's go home now. Perhaps that's all Mother has taught me, he immediately thought. Just then a loud noise suddenly echoed, attracting both of their attention. Mother, did you hear that? Yes, it seems someone is in the forest. Hurry, Dean. Yes, Mother. At the auxiliary tower of the Sorest earldom, a man startled awake, gasping for breath and muttering. Where am I? It seems I ate mushrooms in the forest. Just then, a young man walked in and continued, You've woken up. You're still in the detoxification process, so don't move too suddenly. The man wondered how this young man knew and asked back, Detoxification, did you save me? Yes, you ate redcap mushrooms. Luckily, we found you in time. Redcap mushrooms. That's right, poisonous mushrooms. If we had arrived any later, you probably wouldn't be here anymore. Drink some water, I thank you. The insignia on his belt belongs to the Nixon Magic Tower, Dean thought to himself. He's no ordinary person. If it weren't for Nehal, I wouldn't have been able to save him. Returning to the present, the man asked, Thank you, so where am I? Dean replied, at the auxiliary tower of the Sorest earldom. Sorest earldom, he thought. So not only did I get lost to the south and get mushroom poisoning, but I also ended up all the way here. Dean continued, Please rest, I've already informed my father. He will come to see you soon, your father, so you are, yes, I am the youngest son of Earl Sorest, Dean Sorest. Really? You're the younger brother of Arabella, the genius that every magic tower is paying attention to, right? Yeah. How did you figure me out so quickly? Didn't you see me training with my mother in the forest? What training in that forest? He probed, Don't you know that forest is extremely dangerous for outsiders? The mana currents have changed countless times. Even an 8th rank mage like me got lost. That forest has traps everywhere. It's our legacy. He sighed in relief. I almost kicked the bucket there. Wait, this kid is strong enough to train in that forest? That's right, I'm the one who made the antidote. He's still so young, yet he possesses such knowledge and skill unbelievable, he thought to himself. If this were wartime, the Sorest earldom might have become one of the most powerful forces in the Antien Empire. Ha ha, so it turns out I owe you quite a bit. That's right, he thought, looking at the boy. This kid is quite bold. I'll have to repay him, but first let me introduce myself. I am Siren Gus, the former master of the Nixon Magic Tower. Whatever you need, just say it. He's referring to subspace, really. Dean thought. Many mages don't need houses and still survive by storing everything in subspace, Dean thought. Siren wondered, why aren't you surprised you won't get a second chance? Dean looked pensive. I will think about what I want and then tell you. Siren felt bewildered, thinking, this kid is really hard to understand. Well then, please rest and get well. Watching the door close, he thought to himself, the first person to treat me like this. I initially only planned to stay for a day or two, but now I've decided to stay longer to learn more about this interesting boy. In another area, a guard asked the master of the magic tower. He must be a master of magic, that's right. I heard he's an 8th rank mage, even surpassing Lady Arabella, truly an important figure. Magic towers are independent territories. No one could have imagined he'd get lost in such a terrifying place as the Apocalypse Forest. Just surviving is a miracle. Certainly, luckily, the young master saved him. Herman, bring me a new sword. What I have now is too light and short. They're all damaged swords from the war that the Earl brought back. I'll prepare a long sword for tomorrow. Damn it, suddenly remembering something, the insignia that Duke Tomi gave me. 7 years have passed since that day. If I have the chance to return to the capital, I will definitely meet him. Sometime later, what I still haven't fully recovered. I'm going crazy having to stay in this room for so long. You are not allowed to move far and are not permitted to use magic. Why not? Your mana flow hasn't returned to normal yet. We haven't neutralized all the toxins in your body. We can only wait. It's been quite a while since I last used magic, and this could be considered a change of pace. But if I stay here any longer, I definitely won't be able to bear. I need to go outside. I need to go outside. If something happens, there are only 2 types of mages, the talented on the left and the insane on the right. Listen, you've been going up and down every floor of this house dozens of times. Now you're looking at the flowers in the backyard for hours. But shouldn't you be the strongest mage? If so, then surely you've gone mad. Lady Arabella needs to have a normal life, but I'm curious who created this garden. I couldn't have predicted that these flowers would contain such a miraculous amount of magic. Just then, another person approached and said, I stopped by to see how you were, but I didn't see you. So you were here, haha. Did you think I ran away? Someone said I have to stay here until I fully recover? Yes, that's what I desire too. He continued, this area is truly an ideal place to rest and recuperate. Now I understand why nobles often come here during the holiday season. Dean replied, that's right, this place is great. I'm a little sad to leave so soon. What, you're about to leave? Where are you going? Not too far. I plan to go to the capital. The capital, surely. You're planning to go to the academy, right? Ah, and your sisters are there too, right? Yes, they will have an easy life there. His sisters are famously talented. I wonder how talented this boy is. Perhaps I should test him, he thought to himself. What is this dense mana? His mana is unbelievably condensed. If the geniuses of his age are considered streams, then this boy is truly a magnificent waterfall. Such a large amount of mana is usually very unstable and prone to bursting out, but how is it possible? Besides that, Dean added, don't you think it's a bit rude to assess someone's magic without their permission? You noticed you're quite perceptive. I apologize, I was very inconsiderate. It's impossible for someone to have such extremely condensed mana like this boy, he thought. What's he so surprised about? Dean thought to himself. He began in confusion. Why can't I see any magic tears? With that density, I should be able to see them. Could it be that you have 2 mana cores? After a moment of thought, he asked again, how did you create your mana core? Is there a problem? Of course there is. You already have such abundant mana, yet you still want to wield a spear and you possess a type of magic that only needs a core without magic tears. Do you really want to give up the greatest talent ever? Why not use both? I'm frustrated. I don't know where to begin to explain. Do you know why the lifespan of a magic swordsman is short? They are powerful because they possess both a mana core and magic tears, but they hinder each other. And when they clash, problems arise. That's the law of nature. Mana compressed in the core is transferred to the magic tears. So when the magic tears can't withstand the pressure, they explode. Well, I've already figured out quite a bit on my own, Dean thought to himself. But this is truly impossible. What a waste of talent. Is it really impossible to use magic without magic tears? It's not impossible, but without the refinement of magic tears, how can you use spells that require pure magic? Moreover, there have been people who thought the same as you before, but most of them failed. Then I'll give it a try hearing this, he asked back in confusion. What, I've never tried it, but perhaps it's possible. What is this crazy kid saying, he thought. If I rearrange the magic code just as he finished speaking. Dean reached out his hand and began to connect with magic. Immediately an explosion occurred. Oh, it worked, but that was just a basic first-tier spell. How is it possible this child doesn't have any magic tears yet? He can still use magic, he thought to himself. He continued, unbelievable. You should only be able to use raw magic through the adjustment of magic tears. Yet Dean replied, my older sister Arabella said, I have a high affinity for magic. Perhaps that's the reason anyway. So this is what ordinary people usually say when they describe unreplicable talents. So this is innate talent, he thought to himself. It actually works, so it's possible to use magic without magic tears now. I understand, Dean thought to himself. Trembling, he couldn't believe what he had just witnessed. Innate mana affinity, and it's pure mana denser than anyone out there. Does this person truly exist? He thought inwardly. He continued, would you like to become my disciple? Wait a moment, I just wanted to chat a bit. To let a rare talent like you slip away would be a great pity. Do you know how to use second-tier magic? I don't know that code, so I can't. Oh ho, how wonderful. If you become my disciple, I will teach you 8th-tier magic. No thank you, I won't accept. Hearing this, he became angry. Just then, Aiken arrived and asked, haha, I didn't expect you to be so close to my son, father, son. What are you two discussing? Dean replied, he keeps insisting I become his disciple, but I refuse disciple. Earl Sorest, your son has the talent of a great mage, haha. Is that so? Perhaps he's even greater than you imagine. He even successfully used chain-tier magic without any magic tears. Without magic tears, really, Dean? Yes, father, Aiken continued. Quite right. He probably doesn't have any basic magic knowledge, the old man beside him interjected. That's why this boy's talent is even more impressive. Indeed, the former master of the magic tower recognized your son's talent immediately. It's not just mere talent. Your son is a genius. The boy could even become a rare magic swordsman. Swords are still better than spears. With a sullen expression, Aiken stammered, a magic swordsman. Oh dear, you shouldn't have said that in front of Father, Dean thought to himself. That's right, a magic swordsman finally. You seem interested. If he becomes my disciple, I will fully take responsibility. I will turn this boy into the strongest magic swordsman in the Empire. What is he thinking? Why do I feel like he shouldn't become a magic swordsman, but why not a swordsman with magic? Wouldn't he be a perfect fit? My son Dean will not be a magic swordsman, but a magic spearman. What is that the issue, he thought to himself. Haha, why is everyone in this house the same? For a mage, becoming a disciple carries deep significance. Traditionally, mages often guide their successors through a process called inheritance. This has existed for a very long time and continues to this day. Even in the modern era, with the advent of universal magical education, this connection remains very important. In fact, the master of the magic tower is not only looking for a disciple, but also wants to find a successor. Having an 8th-rank archmage by one's side is extremely valuable, showing that one's talent is truly outstanding. After receiving many compliments, I felt a strange excitement in my body. I understand now. Whenever you want to meet your sister, pour mana into this crystal ball. All right, let me ask Arabella. Sister Arabella, it's me, Dean. Dean, my little brother, what's wrong? Did you cast a first-tier spell, but you don't have any magic circles yet? Dean replied, that's right, I don't, but I can still cast them. I know you're a genius, but I didn't expect you to be this good. Dean continued. Magic circles are just tools to filter and circulate mana. Perhaps my mana is already very pure. Arabella agreed, that makes sense. I have a way to check. Dean, I'll send you a magic stone through the transfer device in your room. Just pour a little mana into it, okay? I understand, he thought, my eldest sister is so good to me. Mana has always been something I've yearned to understand. Advice from a 6th-rank mage will be very valuable. Arabella added, oh, that reminds me, if you can already cast magic, you'll attract a lot of attention at the academy. Dean replied, I don't want to, but I guess it can't be avoided. Talent attracts attention. Just remember to tell me if you get bullied at school, okay? I'll take care of anyone who dares to touch my little brother, Dean, you little rascal. You'd forget if I didn't tell you. I heard you broke the nose of that flirtatious guy, didn't you? He's the 2nd son of Duke Dual, right? Arabella sighed. Don't mention that jerk's name. Even without magic circles, I wonder if my mana can become even purer over time. I don't know, Arabella replied. I'll look into it later. Senior Arabella, the professor is looking for you. Dean, I have to go now. I'll call you back later, okay? See you, sis, all right. I'll send you the magic stone as soon as I can. I'm about to explore an exciting new horizon. I didn't expect my mana to be so pure. Could it be that I have the heart of a dragon? Dean thought to himself. Elsewhere he sighed. Damn it, I probed his mana. The result was much worse than I thought. I had planned to leave here a long time ago, but I couldn't leave before he accepted my offer. A scene from the past appeared in his mind. Oh ho, how wonderful! If you agree to become my disciple, I will teach you 8th tier magic immediately. No thank you, I don't need it. This young man had just kicked the bucket on the battlefield. The enemy general casually took his head. Who would have thought that after opening his eyes? He'd be reincarnated in the enemy's country. How surreal. His dad is a level 6 warrior, and a count of the empire.